All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. This is Robert Smirking Gun Reviews. We're back with more Ozark. We are at Season 1, Episode 6, The Book of Ruth. Now, this is a pretty good, I keep saying this is a pretty good episode, and I do know what all the damn symbols mean this time. So, let's just start it out. So, Marty gets educated in the ways of the family Snell. Um, they're working on the church, they're building a church and Marty is ambushed by these hillbillies on the side of the road, taken to the Snell's compound where they basically tell him how it is that they've been doing this, work in this area for a long time, and that unbeknownst to Marty, they were using the water for their distribution for all their heroin. They go in about, talking about how heroin grows everywhere and they were washed out when the dam came and it's just hillbilly bullshit. you know, we're poor, so we started dealing drugs. That kind of whatever. Everybody has a story. So their story is, you think you have power here and you don't. We may not be able to take you out because your boss is clearly somebody that we probably can't deal with. But, you're not going to stop us. We can do things to you like kill the preacher, rip out her baby, kill your family, all this other stuff. So that Marty will just to stop building a fucking church. So you know how it's never subtle with people like this. In the meantime, Wendy and Charlotte find Marty's bike on the side of the road. So they go into panic mode, like severe panic mode. And then he shows up and he's visibly shaken, which is, understandable that now he realizes not only does he have Dell to deal with and the possibility of cops finding out, things like that, and now he's got these hillbilly shitbirds up there in the mountains that are threatening him too. And then you got Ruth, who is, going to see her dad, and now because of what he says, now she's also back on track to killing Marty as well. So, and I like her dad's like he seems to be kind of uh, he knows how to speak to her. But again, it's like it's intelligence without knowledge, if you know what I'm saying. All these people can say uh, fancy words, but if they don't really understand them, that kind of thing. Like, so she, you know, is about to, she's afraid. She doesn't want to do it because she's willing to do it. She just doesn't know how to launder the money. Like taking the money isn't going to do her any good because somebody will be coming for it. Um, but her dad is basically telling her, "Don't worry about it." Now you got Roy and her and Ruth's like I guess it's her uncle or something like that. Um, they her uncle and Roy Petty, they're still shacking up, and Roy's working this angle that if he is trying to convince him to put money in a bait shop. And where would we get this investor's money? Marty Bird. So this is Roy's in. He thinks that if he can get at the books, at Marty's money, if, this is his way to catch Marty. Again, a really complicated way of going about it. Because maybe he is gay. That doesn't mean you have to get gay with a potential, like, a person that you're trying to. I don't know, man. This guy is just. He's committed to undercover in ways that I don't think most people would be. But I don't know. I've never been undercover before, so I don't know. I just don't think that sleeping with the enemy is a very good plan, and especially people with hot tempers and, you know, problems with like probably with alcohol, it appears, things like that. I don't know. So when he goes to Ruth to try to get the money, though, that's when she's like saying, "Look, I'm not giving you this money. I'm killing him. If you want to take your cut of that money and go ahead and freaking, waste it on a bait shop, that's fine. Well, this is where Roy finds out about the plan to kill Marty. So he has to stop that from happening. Where she at first, like when she sets it all up, she tests it. So she tests it on the rat. That's the picture for the rat. It is going to be connected to the dock. So that's where Marty would be reaching up to get electrocuted. But Petty, I believe it's Petty, sabotages her work so that it doesn't kill Marty, which leads to the binoculars that Roy is using to spy on making sure that Ruth's plan doesn't work. And then you get Wendy telling Marty that they got a package from Dell that is a jar of eyeballs. So I guess it's like we're watching you, or we see you, or I don't know. That's just weird. We also have, okay, so Charlotte decides to go to Party Cove. So it's time to cue the terrible music and bad decisions. So we get to listen to some terrible, 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 terrible pop music where people are just gyrating and acting like it's spring. I don't know, man. Like somebody's filming a goddamn Girls Gone Wild video circa 1999. And this is where Charlotte decides she's 15, so of course she decides to sleep with the Dave Franco wannabe looking motherfucker, who later, decides, of course, he's from Chicago, he just takes his boat and disappears, so he got what he wanted from her, like all these guys in these type of stories do. So, what did I say? He wanted her to come to Party Cove to do what? To crochet some sweaters? No, it's, he screwed her and then he screwed her. And she's 15 years old, so big, she's the token dumb girl in the show that loses her virginity to an asshole. I hate it when this show doesn't make a lot of mistakes, but there's one of them. Check that off for a little cliche there. Kind of annoys me. But I do like how Ruth has this kind of growing arc. Like I said, she is getting closer to Marty and Wendy, and especially Wendy in this, where she sees the crack on her face, because when she confronts her uncle and this Boyd guy or whoever the hell that is that keeps hanging around them, she takes a couple of knocks around the face because she's accusing them of shutting it down. And when she shows up at Wendy and Marty's place all beat up, Wendy, in very honest to goodness caring, takes care of her. And she's not used to being taken care of. And having people show genuine, care about her well-being. And, throughout this, Marty has been praising her work. And, she's been getting things that she, probably wouldn't have gotten from other people. So she is becoming quite conflicted in her decisions at how she has to approach this. But it's like going against her family is pretty a drastic step for her. We haven't gotten to that point yet, but that's where we're headed. When Marty finds out that they're pretty much going to be in the clear, that they're real close to having enough money that in his head, when he does the math, it's all good. And so him and Wendy decide to get affectionate. And that's when old Marty bends her over and does her like her lover did, with the spanking and everything, which gets her thinking, like, Marty's never done this before. And so, yes, he leaves his laptop sitting around, and yes, she's able to hack into his computer, and yes, she finds the video. So that's got, more going on in there for her to think about, to put strains on their, kind of forgiveness of each other, I guess, which now is going to put strains on that. Speaking more of Wendy, how I like how she goes to the real estate guy and negotiates a bonus from him And this scene just shows how quickly somebody's asshole will tighten up when you ask them for money, even if you earned it and deserve it because you helped them grow as a business. Suddenly, when you want a little bit extra that you deserve, how fast people are ready to say "fuck you." But she does have some leverage over the guy, and she gets something. And I have a feeling that the number he kind of gave her at the end was where she really wanted, where she was pretty much thinking she was going to end up anyway. I also like her conversation with Buddy, him talking about coming from Detroit, and that awkward silence when he said, "I killed Jimmy Hoffa." Because for about 5 seconds there, I thought, well, that'd be an interesting wrinkle here, as if out here in the middle of nowhere where everybody is running from something, we run into the guy who killed Jimmy Hoffa. I almost wish he would just have been that guy instead of laughing about it, like, oh, ha ha ha, levity. But I don't know. I mean, since we'll never know who killed Jimmy Hoffa, right? It would have been cool that this guy was that guy. Maybe it would have given him some more depth. Maybe that's why he's good at shooting and things like that. I don't know. Speaking of shooting, Jonah catching Roy out there in the middle of the woods. Roy's pretty lucky that kid didn't get trigger happy. But now Roy does know that the kid has a gun, so being an FBI agent, I think he'll be looking out for probably removing Jonah from the situation pretty quickly. I don't mean killing him, I just mean he's going to be watching out for the kid. And I think we've just about covered everything. Oh, then at the end, the Snells get a picture of video from the church that somebody put up a cross. And after Marty had told them that things were going to be working out, it's just going to take a little while. Somebody decided to put up a cross anyway, and so that means that the preacher and his wife are in some pretty serious trouble, and that means Marty will have to try to get them out of it. What did they say? They were going to scoop the baby out with a melon baller or something like that? I don't know it was something terrible, something awful. So I think we've covered just about everything. So if you like this video, or whatever, please comment, share, subscribe, all that jazz. So this is Rob from Sparking Gun Review saying we'll be back with another review tomorrow. We've got more Men in the High Castle. We got the American Season 6. We got all sorts of stuff. Just look on the playlist. It's been a long day, even though it's my day off. And I'm kind of looking forward to not making any more videos today. So it's time to relax and actually just watch something for the sake of watching it. So anyway, this is Rob again for Sparking Gun Reviews. Thanks for all the support, and we will see you. We're almost at 200. We're at 198. So thanks for all the support, and we will see you on the next video. Bye.